Ladies and gentlemen, people and germs, welcome to the 32nd episode of Drayage Junkies Snow Apocalypse Edition. Mine is Dirty Dray and Mr. Trucker Guy down there. But yeah, we have a show set up for you today talking about what's going on with the storms here and how it's affecting the ports. I guess Nashville or Tennessee as a whole ended up getting the brunt force of most of this most recent weather storm that came through. So we're going to talk about that, see what's going on in the industry, look at some wrecks, I reckon, and yeah, kick some cans as always. So stay tuned. Welcome to the Drayage Junkies. What's going on, fellas?
Good afternoon, Frosty.
Hey there, brother.
I don't know if it's if the storm would have stayed the same, I would have been frosty, but now it's more icy, which is no bueno. But we're surviving over here. How's y'all's weekends been? Y'all seems like y'all didn't get much action down there.
Yeah, it wasn't bad here. Well, you guys know where I'm at. I'm below Atlanta, near the Atlanta Motor Speedway, Echo Park, and
it just I mean Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yeah, it will.
Right.
I got some ice early from the wind more than anything. It wasn't really freezing. It was just kind of sticking in the trees, and then we got thunderstorms, brother. It washed all that stuff away. It probably put, I don't know, 1.5 inches in the pool. So now I got to drain the pool. So that's how my time went. Now this morning, that's a different story. This morning it was 16 degrees. So luckily no water was left standing, so no real ice anywhere, no issues. But it's about cold as all get out.
Yeah, it was the same here. We didn't get any snow or any of the weather. Cold, like you said, it was cold as all get out for sure. And but the issues became with where we were heading with our trucks. They got the snow, so that caused a whole lot of fun on Sunday, sitting there trying to figure out a schedule and rewriting the script.
Yeah, it became a juggling act with everything going on up above us. It was like, okay, let's get started. I just started Sunday about 11 o'clock. Let's start calling customers. Let's start reaching out to carriers and try to get ahead of this thing.
Yep. That's all we can do. Where all were your trucks running into issues at, Steve? Just like North Carolina and.
Yeah, we had everybody up in Winston-Salem, Spartanburg, Grover, North Carolina. It was all up in that area where it was all nasty weather. We didn't have anything really local going on this week. It was all up there, so we had to punt and rework that schedule. So
There you go.
My Winston-Salem was actually closed on Monday. Grover Scrapyard was actually closed on Monday. So all that stuff that was on Monday, kind of the dominoes started falling. And, unfortunately, last free days still become last free days. Last received days still become the same last free days. The port itself didn't shut down. So steamship lines are overseas and didn't give a rat's ass about a snowstorm that came through here. So you just have to get it all in and get it all out and try to save the customer as much money as possible so stuff doesn't go into demurrage.
It's always fun.
Yeah, no one cares about God's wrath. They're just like, deal with it. You got this. You got this. Make it happen. Like, okay, we'll make it happen.
So my first phone call was to Jimmy on Sunday that said, "Hey, how you doing with all this?"
I know he's used to it down there in Georgia, man. Everybody, I swear, Glenn Burns had this one prediction back in '92, and now every time there's a chance, it's like you better bet in the hatches. It's going to be worse than ever, and then it's like you might get like a little dusting on the road. State still shuts down. Everybody panics.
Yeah, We're probably worse than Texas, to be honest with you.
Well, Texas has been getting hit bad, man. I mean, shit, they still got black ice and everything out there, and like I haven't heard anything about their power outages. I mean, it's not like Tennessee where, I mean, shit, dude, like my house is a few miles down the road from where I'm staying at now. And like, I think I got the stats here. So yeah, 230,000 customers lost power, and there's still around 150,000 customers without power in Nashville. So
yeah, across the length of that storm, I want to say at the peak, it was like 800,000 customers.
Oh yeah,
power across all those states.
Yep.
Now, me and my wife, I'm not the freak out person. I don't really care. I'm like most people. I probably have enough food in my house that reality, I could probably eat for 2 weeks. It might not be what you want to eat, but there's enough food there for 2 weeks. So I don't freak out. But every Friday we go to Walmart. It's ritual. We get our normal stuff, laundry soap, the whole nine. I mean, the bread aisle is empty.
Empty.
Eggs are empty. You know, there's no milk, no coffee creamer. I'm like, you're not going to, even if we get ice like you guys, you're not going to be stuck for a month. I mean, come on. Is it really that serious?
Yeah. No, I saw a funny post the other day. Someone was like, all right, guys, when do we start eating the milk sandwiches?
I know, right? It blows my mind. Some of the things people buy blow my mind, because if you lose power, what are you actually going to cook? Unless you're thinking ahead like me, I have a propane grill. I can go outside and cook anything. I might freeze my ass off, but I can make hot food. But what are you really going to – are you going to eat this egg raw? You have no power. You're going to cook it over a candle? What are you going to do?
Just like, see, if it's me, I just get a couple loaves of bread and a giant-ass jar of peanut butter. I'm just making peanut butter sandwiches.
And I'll be just fine.
Yep.
It's mind-blowing, brother. But no, it was all the talk about, it was going to push this way, and it just kept shifting and shifting and shifting. And then what was even more weird is it wasn't the west side of Georgia, like Ringgold and all that. It was like on the east side, kind of on Steve's side of Georgia up north. And I'm like, and then Alabama got stuck in a wedge. All they got was rain. It was the weirdest thing ever.
That's what I was looking at. Yeah, like this whole storm was just covering everybody, and then it's like cut out Alabama and then most of Georgia, and then it's like where it's usually never anything happening. Like I don't even know if North Georgia got hit that bad, but
it didn't. I mean, they were talking about northeast, and my containers are headed northeast, not high up, but above Atlanta. So I reached out to customers and made sure I could push everything. Like, hey, it's not that serious to me. If it's not up against last free day, it's not worth, asking someone to risk their equipment or getting stuck and shit like that. So I just kind of shifted it all down. But yeah, it was eventful. So of course now the receiver's backed up because she closed on Monday, back opening today, taking stuff in. So it's all good, man. It's part of the business.
Yeah, and that's one thing I was going to bring up, just for conversation. It's like, like you down in Georgia, or even, Steve over there in South Carolina, because they were saying the Carolinas were going to get smacked. Georgia was in the line of fire. Like, how much of a delay happens just because of, same with the grocery store, just the freak out. So, these shippers, receivers, manufacturers, everybody just shuts down, and the thought of like, oh shit, we might get hit, and then it's nothing.
Yeah. Oh, you imagine
everybody's getting backed up, like
the amount of money lost, at production time. The amount of money lost. I mean, granted, you didn't bring employees in, but you also shut down facilities to not produce, not ship, not receive. But from our side, us guys as brokers and coordinators of transportation, we have to kind of think about it all encompassing. Like, is it so serious you got to have it that we got to ask this guy to risk his truck? Or if I say, screw it, it's going to be okay and send this guy. Well, what if you're closed? Well, the customer's not going to pay because you didn't bother to check. It's just a whole whirlwind of shit if you don't try to stay ahead of it.
Well, that's one of the things that gets tricky. Like, so we have, I deal with brokers from the asset side, and then obviously being a broker myself. But it's like a lot of times those brokers aren't talking to the right people, right? So they might be talking to the customer that's overseas, and they may not be necessarily talking on the drayage side to the customer that's actually here. So they're like, no, ship it, customer's open. And like, to your point, Jimmy, all of a sudden you get there and they're like, oh no, we're closed, because they weren't communicating with the right people.
Yeah, I mean, and someone has to pay for that because I'm telling you, if I'm trucker A and I went up there and I can't get it off, well, to me, that's a dry run.
Yeah.
So that's not shit. What's the word I'm looking for? Where you held over for a night or
yeah, layover. Yeah.
That's not a layover. That's a damn dry run. You sent me and this place is closed. So now what does that cost broker me? Double the lane freight. Well, guess who's not going to pay double? Customer. Customer A is not paying double. You screwed that up. If your job was to, coordinate this, you screwed that up. They're not going to pay. So my little bitty pocket just got a lot lighter if I have to pay that dry run. So I'd rather push it off, maybe get a little blowback. Maybe the carrier doesn't move as much freight this week or has to shuffle their end around, but I can't afford to be paying those heavy hits either. So.
And then what about customer on the flip side that you don't send the truck and they're like, well, you should have done it.
Exactly. It wasn't that bad. We didn't get the storm.
Yeah, they always seem to have the magic freight ball. They're like, I knew this. Like, you should have known this. Aren't you professional? No. But, I mean, talking about that, though, not sending drivers, I've been seeing it on TDOT, because they've had their live cameras up, and it's been all over Twitter and X right now, where, dude, 65, there have been, multiple wrecks, multiple pileups. And then I don't know if y'all have seen the picture of that truck on 65 where the ice was so heavy it broke the sign, like this huge overhang sign, and hit this truck, which is like either the greatest insurance scam of all time where they're like just waiting for this thing to fall, or just the worst luck possible.
If I've seen the picture, I don't know that I've seen it, so maybe we can pull that up. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, maybe Brian can find it. I-65 Tennessee sign hits truck. Yeah, but it's insane though. But yeah, but dude, I've been seeing people drive around all weekend, and we're kind of like in the back, where it's not a main road, but like people thinking that 4-wheel drive is the answer to ice on the road and black ice. It's insane. So people have still been hauling ass and driving like everything's normal. So.
Dude, I knew it wasn't bad here. And Monday morning when I came to work, I went all main roads and I didn't go over 50 miles an hour. And I knew it wasn't even froze over, but I'm like, nah, I'm just going to take it easy.
You never know. Black ice is a tricky thing. All right. What you got pulled up here, Steve? Are you clicking it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm also confused because it looks like this truck is on the wrong side of the road.
Hold on, let me pull it down. I'm going to actually open.
Sorry, I'm sitting here trying to pay some loading assistance while we're talking garbage. I'm trying to do business.
There we go.
The show is moving along. All right, yeah. Let's see. See if we can get that zoomed in a little bit. Okay. Yeah, why is that truck on the wrong side of the road? That's an ITS truck.
There you go. Just call them out. Why don't you?
You can see it. I don't have to call them out, but like it's.
You trying to tell me that they don't put these signs up backwards? I
don't know if they slid around. I guess he could have slid around, but I don't know. Those are pretty well secured.
Wow.
Signs,
what's in there?
What is in there? Is that water?
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be some shit? Truck crashes, a bunch of water spills on the road, black ice created.
Even bigger shit show.
Yeah.
Right.
No, it is, man. If you don't think about this shit, and that's what you wind up in right there. And there's nothing I know of out here that needs to be delivered so timely it's worth my equipment or my life or somebody else's life. It's not. I mean, Friday night I was texting, some guys that are under me. They do their own thing, but they're under me, and I was just like, "Hey, it's bad weather coming. Be mindful. Let your carriers know. Hey, if you got to shut it down, shut it down. Give me a heads up, but shut it down. That way I can let the customer know. But yeah, I mean, don't risk it. It's not worth it."
Well, we had one of our
Last time I
brokers.
checked.
We had one of our brokers that we pull out a Greer for them, and they canceled pretty quick. I mean, it was like Wednesday and Thursday last week. They canceled those. It was supposed to be 3 loads that we are going to pull out of there this week. So they moved those pretty quick. They didn't even want to mess with them. Then we had 3 loads that were going to Grover yesterday that had a last free day, or the last receive date was today. So the cut date was today. So we had to pick them up. We were able to pick them up, the empties up yesterday, but Grover was closed. So we ended up having to get up there super early this morning to load, to then get back to get them in today before the cut date. So that's when it gets tricky, because I hate loading stuff on the cut date, because you just never know. I mean, you can get a flat tire. Actually, one of those drivers going up there this morning actually had a blowout. So they were a little bit later, but they got loaded quick and will still make it back. But I mean, if I can do it, I will not schedule it to be loaded the day of the cut date, because you just never know. But
yeah, I mean,
we got 4 of them coming back today that we got a few hours to get back and get them in.
That's when you get back to the whole relationship thing. I mean, did you feel any blowback off of that, Steve? I mean, I know it put you under a little bit of a crunch, but do you feel any blowback off of that? Because my customers were very understanding, and
I mean,
very appreciative.
The customer themselves actually closed. I mean, yeah, they were. It was definitely not anything we could have done, and no, they were super thankful for us being able to switch it. And the biggest thing for them was on the dock cut was yesterday. So as long as we were able to get the empty container gated out by 4:00 yesterday, they were good. They were able to provide their customers the documentation with the container number, so they were good. And then we just cruised up there this morning and grabbed them. And luckily there were some simple things to load that were already palletized, so we got loaded pretty quick and on the way back.
Sweet. Well, Hound, did you see any issues? Do you have any logistical nightmares with any of your stuff, brother?
Every single one of my customers was shut down, and all my orders have been delayed. Yeah, we were all just kind of sitting ducks. But I mean, my stuff from California to like southern Texas, those should be pretty good, like around San Antonio. But yeah, nothing's coming through Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia. I mean, a lot of our trucks, actually, the guys that are like OTR, usually on the East Coast, a lot of them booked it out to California for a couple of days, started running just West Coast freight. So
not a bad plan.
Yeah, and I'm cool with that. Like, I don't want to put any of our guys in jeopardy. And I mean, sure, I can guarantee you there were some loads, brokers that got crazy customers, and they're insane. It's like, all right, I don't care how much it costs, so let's just throw as much money as possible towards this freight and get it here. But yeah, we don't play those games. So but yeah, I mean, shit. I guess really the biggest thing is, even like just having conversations with people. I'm supposed to have a meeting this week, and this guy's like, just weather depending, but hopefully it all gets thought out. Got some phone calls to make, today and tomorrow, and kind of gauge the temperature. No pun intended, but kind of see when things are starting to move back. And I'm really interested to see how long it kind of takes for our scheduling to get back to normal, because I know we're gonna have a lot of backed up freight. So, finding out how much these delays are really going to start affecting us. Because I mean, the customers know, but everybody wants to be the premier customer that gets, the priority of, their freight getting shipped out and everything. So I'm sure I'll find out tomorrow on our meeting, but as of right now, I'm still kind of in the dark.
Trickle down effect it's always going to happen,
Oh yeah.
it's like the looky-loos on the interstate watching the wreck. There's no reason for traffic to slow down, but yet we're doing 20 miles an hour so we can stare at it. Just keep on going.
Yeah, I'm looking at some port closures and suspensions right now, just based off the weather. So New York, New Jersey, they closed down. Let's see, Port of Boston shut down, and these are just like what's still going on. It looks like Charleston got shut down, Wando, but it's saying the 24th, 25th. So, I mean, I guess that's just weekends. But
yeah, they didn't. So North Charleston and Hugh Leatherman are always shut down. And Wando, they had it on a schedule to keep an eye on. Obviously, was what was coming in, but the only thing they actually closed was the 24-hour Greer location. They did end up shutting that one down, and they reopened it back up today at noon. Hey, we got Road Dog Coffee with us. What's up, Spencer?
What do you say, Spencer? Okay, he's not talking to us.
He had to take a sip first. Can you hear us, Spencer? You got your microphone on, Spencer? You got your speaker
Are you alive?
on, Spencer? Spencer, we're talking to you.
Dunkin' Donuts? Okay, all right.
You know, for a guy that runs a podcast, you think you knew how to work the audio.
check out the Road
we
Dog
can't
Coffee
hear
Show
you
on
either.
Thursday mornings.
I can't hear you.
There you go. We can
Oh, we
hear
heard
you
you
now.
that time.
Exit out and come back in.
I have.
Oh, we hear you now. Do you hear us? Nope.
Nothing.
You don't hear us.
All right.
All right, we'll take him off stage till he.
Nope.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
Nah, he can't hear us.
All right, go figure out your audio, Spencer. Nice seeing you, buddy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna kick him from the studio, and then he can come back in.
Oh, me.
We need someone to train him up.
When you got snow, when you got weather conditions that come in, right? And I don't deal. I mean, ever since we got into this business, we've always been just kind of strict drayage, right? What kind of impact does it have on, over the road, right? And that kind of stuff. Because I know what it feels like on the drayage side of it when either the port closes and you can't get it out and this stuff is just sitting there. But what kind of effects do you see on the over the road stuff when these storms come through? Because I mean, you got drivers that are hauling from New York to Cali. They're hitting a whole bunch of it going through.
Yeah. Well, I think it comes down to a lot of, the experience, how long you've been driving. Obviously not every driver has chains, and I don't know how much chains cost, but it's just like one of those things, like you should be prepared for anything. So, I don't know. This is one of the worst we've had on the East Coast for a while, I reckon, but
I mean, that's saying that, being prepared for anything. How often does the South catch this kind of mayhem? I mean, you could have chains just to be having chains, never put them on your truck a day in your life. And then this one time at band camp, you get slammed. You get slammed by Snowmageddon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got Indy down here, he drives all up north, like up there in Montana, the Dakotas, and he's saying this is the week to take off. Let's see, chains. Okay. So I guess, having winter tires on your trucks too would help. But yeah, $400, $800 depending on where you're going. So I don't know. Indy, if you want to hop on, brother, let us know. We'll send you a link. Probably.
There we go.
Hey, sir. Maybe.
I had to switch over from using Safari over to Google Chrome.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, turn down your computer.
The what?
Echo cancellation. All right. Can you hear us?
That sounds better.
Okay, cool.
When you first came on, I couldn't get it out to you guys quick enough, but I was going to tell everybody just to not actually speak and just start lipping.
Yeah.
Nice. So I hope everybody's enjoying the weather. Hunter, you got power?
Not at my house. I've been at my mom's house since Friday. So it's it's been nasty, man. The snow's never been an issue, but yeah, it's just this ice and stuff. I don't know. And like it's usually like we don't usually deal with issues with the power, but it happened way faster than expected. I mean, my house now still does not have power.
Well, Tennessee got a ton of it. They had over 220,000 people. A lot of that was in Nashville, but so North Carolina didn't lose power, but I think they had 10,000 people lose power, but that was like Asheville, the Highlands, but that was back on, I think, next day or something like that. But
yeah, I don't know. I've never experienced anything like this. Like I've lived in, Davidson County, the Nashville zip code, and there's no real rhyme or reason, but it's just been so icy. I mean, and it's not like normal, it's like just transformers, but I mean, there's like trees that are getting so iced down that they're just snapping and taking out the entire power line. So it's, we're fortunate where this house is that it didn't go out. Like it went out once for like 10 minutes, and I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Right.
Because they had no answer for it, because it's like
it's a once in a lifetime storm type.
Falling into ditches, and just can't really do much for it. But
ice, nothing goes in ice. It doesn't matter if it's unless you've got those tires that I've seen them on military vehicles and some private sector stuff, but they're tires that actually have like spikes made into the tires.
Yeah.
Metal spikes, and they like claws, but those are for usually, Alaska and places like that. They're using that kind of stuff. But yeah,
this was the first time that
go ahead.
This was the first time that I saw like so many salt trucks and plows overturned and crashed and stuff. I saw a lot of that up in Tennessee, a little bit up in North Carolina too, and even some Ohio. That the salt trucks and the brim trucks were just, with the plows were just overturned, and so even they were struggling.
Yeah, we're supposed to get like more this weekend. I think they're calling for more, like 70-some or 80-some% chance of snow here again Saturday, Sunday.
I just need to get through Friday up there, and as long as I get through Friday up there in Winston-Salem, I'm good. I don't have anything up there next week.
I heard that round 2 might be coming. I'm not really seeing it on my weather so far, but they are talking about round 2. Yeah. I bet Georgia DOT would love those trucks rolling through here with those spikes on the tires, running around 285. That would be awesome. It's already a shithole. Could you imagine how much they would tear up? That would be amazing.
Yeah, you ought to look them up. Those tires, actually, I've seen them both with like round stainless steel knobs. They're like little half, balls and stuff made into the tire. Then I've seen some that are actually like spikes, like those spike collars. You've seen dogs wear that, like Steve used to wear back in the day. Those spikes.
I just wore it last night. It's my weekend getup.
With a leash attached to it. But it's those kind of spikes are actually made into the tires.
I got handcuffs that match it.
Yeah.
We officially went off the rails like some of these trucks.
So are you guys experiencing like a lot of delays on shipments and stuff with the stuff coming out of the ports and stuff? I'm sure it's chaotic.
It's not necessarily, at least for me, in the Port of Charleston, it's not being delayed coming out of there. It's just being able to pick it up and get it to where it needs to go, right? Like I was telling you, we had some stuff that pulling out of that area that we just couldn't go to yesterday, right? Winston-Salem was supposed to be yesterday. We moved it to today. It was just, so I'm sure that there's going to be a backlog in the ports for people that had stuff to get out and imports to get out and exports to get back in. Yeah, that they haven't been able to get. Just now some people will get them, store them on their own chassis and in their own yards to at least get them out of the ports so that they don't run into demurrage. But was there any big delays out of Savannah, Jimmy?
No, it was. They ran normal hours Saturday, normal gate hours, just kind of keeping an eye on the weather. There wasn't really a big deal. The backup now, of course, is the containers that aren't getting pulled because maybe they're going into the snowy areas, backing up some of the vessels coming in, things of that nature. But it hasn't been horrible. Like I say, the little bit of stuff I had was north of Atlanta, and luckily my customers are nice enough. We just, pushed it, shifted around. We're not going to miss any last 3 days or anything weird, but yeah, it wasn't too crazy. I think it was much to do about nothing, really. I think the news has got a job to do, and of course, just prepare you for the worst. But everybody takes that to extremes sometimes.
Right. Yeah, they do.
But what
I
can
just
you do?
stayed warm all weekend, just sitting around drinking coffee.
Huh? Yeah.
But no, it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you don't sit there and do something about it, then you're in trouble. If you do something about it, you stand a chance of being in trouble. So, the broker is the middleman, and he's gonna get kicked in the balls about this. But it's just part of the job.
Well,
Negotiate with the carrier, negotiate with the customer, and try to find a middle ground.
Yep. Well, it's like we talked about on the coffee podcast on Thursday. It's just being proactive. Everybody knows the storm's coming. Nobody's expecting a miracle. People know that there's going to be delays and accidents and things that are out of the control of the broker, the driver. So it's just everybody's just got to play their part, do their part, and just kind of chip in and be a team player.
I got it. Did the weather get to you real bad, Spencer?
We got up here in Winston-Salem, we didn't get freezing rain, thank God, because freezing rain is what you don't want. That's the stuff that gets on trees and power lines. Sleet doesn't do that. It's just ice pellets. So we got sleet and probably 2.5 maybe inches of snow. It was like snow, then some sleet, then snow. But it's still on the roads pretty good. I mean, it got down to 8 degrees last night, and it's 35 and sunny and clear today. It's beautiful, but it's just gonna take a while. I think Thursday, Friday, we're back down in like the highs 30 for the day. So it's gonna be a couple of weeks before this stuff gets out of here. It's not anytime soon.
Yeah, we got down to 5 degrees last night, wind chill of -5.
Yep.
And then it's like 32 today. But that's the thing. It's like when it gets warmer and then it's still getting down to like, close to 0 degrees. I think like the high tonight's like 9 degrees, something like that. So it's gonna melt and then it gets in the roads and then just that black ice keeps popping up. So
we're in the 20s tonight, thank God, but it's still below freezing. So
yeah,
it's
still
the
cold.
refreeze. Yeah, you get that
and then
sun,
next
get
week,
that melt,
back
get that
to the top
refreeze.
40s next week. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's when you've got that cold front coming down to the north, and you got that Gulf Coast moisture system that was coming up from the south, and they hit and kind of create that perfect storm. What was frustrating was nobody could really predict exactly what it was going to do, because like our totals here, and at first when they were talking about it, Nashville, Tennessee was supposed to get like 20 inches of snow, right? Right here in Winston-Salem, we were supposed to get anywhere from 12 to 18 inches of snow. Then they changed it and said, well, you're not going to get as much snow. It's going to move more north. You guys may experience 2 to 4 inches of ice. So, that's the thing that's so frustrating. You can't really, you really don't know what to expect until the day it starts happening. You really just don't know. Thank God we dodged a big bullet. We didn't get the freezing rain that Greenville, South Carolina got. Tennessee, little areas south of us got. We just got the sleet and the snow, which I can deal with that, because you're not gonna have power loss with sleet, so typically, but we dodged a bullet here.
Now, when storms like this come in, do you ever get any delays in your fulfillment orders, or?
Yeah, I mean, there was like orders that came in over the weekend really aren't going out until today. We try to fulfill the very next day. So it got delayed maybe a day. It just really depends on the post office and UPS. I saw my first UPS truck today going up down my road. Didn't see any UPS or FedEx yesterday anywhere. Not even Amazon.
I don't know it to be fact, but I'm not even sure the mail ran yesterday. I know
It did. Well, it didn't here.
Run to my house, so
yeah, it did.
And we weren't even frozen over, so it was the damnedest thing.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, the mail did run, Jimmy, at my house.
The weather is.
The mail did run at my house yesterday, Jimmy, because I actually got my Red Rocket Logistics keychains and air fresheners, man. So thank you. That actually came yesterday. Appreciate that, my man.
Considering the storm, that got there quick because I sent that out at like 9 o'clock on Friday morning.
Yeah, that showed up yesterday.
Damn, that's shocking. You're welcome, brother. Told you I'd get it out to you. Hell, it's crazy. Who was it? Pennsylvania, maybe. I think that they were talking on the news, talking about they got 18 to 24 inches, and it's the most that they had gotten at one time in the last 8 years.
Yeah.
And you're talking about places that always get snow that actually have winter. You know, New York, I think, was the same way. They were getting, 12 and 24 inches in places, and it's the most they had in 8 and 10 years at one time. So it's just all encompassed.
You look at places like Chicago, I think it was Friday or Saturday, it was officially colder than Antarctica.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like 42, like negative 42 degrees.
That's absolutely crazy.
That's like that post that Adam posted this morning. It said, for anybody that ever said they're waiting for hell to freeze over, it officially froze over.
Right? I bet you. I wonder how many mad truck drivers there were out there who didn't plug their block heaters in and had to call and get their trucks started because they froze dead. Or they didn't drain their air tanks and they had no brakes and their brake drums were frozen over. And you got to get under there and beat that shit with a hammer till they break loose.
Yep.
So a lot of learning lessons for probably a lot of new people. I've been there and done it, and I've laid under the truck on the cold ass cement trying to break some brake drums free. So,
yeah, it's not fun when you have to do that. You got to feel for those guys out there having to endure all that crap.
Yeah.
What a life, man. As a truck driver and in a cab, going through an ice storm, and you kind of got to wait. You're in that sleeper berth, and you're exposed to the elements like that. Unreal. What a life.
It's so much freedom, and yet so many issues all at one time. Your life literally is hanging in the balance every day. But you have the freedom of, you're not stuck in an office. Yeah, you get to see tons of places. Hell, a lot of times you work for yourself.
Yep.
But man, it's the shit like this that it'll put it in perspective real quick.
Yeah, it will. It will most definitely.
Well, what's crazy too is that customer that we deliver to in Winston-Salem that we load at, their policy is you have to shut the truck off when they're loading. And I'm not sure if it's that. I don't remember if it was that one or one of the one in Johnson City, but one of them you actually have to hand your keys over while they're loading, and just for safety, right? To make sure that they don't.
I can tell you why that happened.
Somebody pulled away from the dock. Yep.
You damn right. They probably even chocked the tires, and someone gassed it enough to jump over the tire chock.
Oh yeah.
I almost guarantee it.
Back when I had Allstate Express, we did a lot of the time critical stuff for the big three, and General Motors had it. I remember back, it was General. I think it was General Motors who started it, not Ford. Anyway, I remember back in the day when you could just bump a dock, right? And the forklift, they drive on, grab the freight, come off, and then I can't remember exactly if it was like mid 2000s, maybe they started doing the where they would hook in, to the DOT bumper, lock in, and pull, hold your truck to the dock, with the claws. And the reason they did that is because it was General Motors. They had a few incidences where the guy was in his truck, thought he was unloaded, went to drive away. The forklift's coming off. Off the dock and straight down in between the dock and the truck is dead, and so that's why they started hooking you to the dock. And if you got a lift gate, sorry, you can't make a delivery there. You can't bump their dock with a lift gate. They can't lock you in. But those are some interesting times.
Oh, the good times of the transportation world.
Yeah. I remember we had one of our straight trucks had 3 skids of and it was like shutdown freight on the truck, and I think it was going to it was Ford, and they do the Mustangs, and he bumped the dock, and the guy went on there, got the skid, pulled it off with the forklift, ran on the truck with the forklift, grabbed the other skid, was getting ready to go on the truck again to get that last skid, and the bell rang, break time, and it's union, so he was on his break, go get the last skid, So we had to wait. My guy, we had to, that guy had to wait there for his break to be over and all that before he go get that last skid.
That's some of that annoying shit that you have to deal with.
It was shutdown freight. It was shutdown freight too. But yeah, so because our driver was like, "Hey, are you not gonna get that last skid? I'm tired. I want to go to the truck stop and get some sleep." And he's like, "Nah, I can't, man. It's break time. I'm not touching that skid." Well, he said, "Can I grab that pallet jack and go do it or whatever?" He goes, "No, you can't touch anything here. You got to sit there and wait. We'll be back in a little while." Okay.
And then your driver's still sitting on that clock.
Yep.
Burning hours.
Yep.
That's the kicker. Burning those hours.
Yeah. It's just,
But, if the FM CST would get their heads out of their ass, dude, that doesn't make sense why you should still be on the clock while you're sitting at the dock, for multiple hours,
You know why that is, because there's so many people who always say they're sitting at the dock.
Yeah.
it was like paper logs. You're able to be too efficient, make more money, get more work done. But granted, then did you put too much safety on the line?
Mm-hmm.
Every pencil had an eraser.
Walmart's notorious for holding your trucks up. Their DCs are massive and they got a lot of things going on. But even if we've actually delivered to some Walmarts and it was like time critical freight, and it still took them 2 hours to unload that truck, or even it's crazy. But they don't get in a hurry. And it is unfortunate. You got a guy he's bumping a dock and he's being loaded or unloaded, and it takes him 3 hours and stuff, but he's on the clock. And it's just not right.
Yeah. And then you run into some instances where it takes them almost their entire, 10 hours, 11 hours just to get them loaded or unloaded. And then what?
Yeah.
You're going to illegally drive off of their lot?
It's just, it's they should be able to, if it exceeds, maybe 30 minutes or so, maybe, they should be able to, come off the clock.
Yeah.
So,
and that's what I was thinking. Yeah, have a little cap on it. I don't know. What hour would y'all say? 1 hour, 2 hours, depending on.
Yeah.
How do we expect them to make a choice like that when every day you see that FMCSA has knocked off 3 more ELDs, and then you turn around the next day, oh, they brought 2 back. Oh, they dropped off 7 more. Those are no good. Oh, no, we're going to bring 3 back. They can't even decide what's a good piece of equipment to monitor, much less, say that you're doing the right thing or the wrong thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, the whole argument over personal conveyance.
I was just going to bring that up. Yeah.
If you're in Atlanta, you could be 3 hours from anywhere. But if you're in Atlanta, you're literally 20 miles from home.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't I get home?
But yet you could turn around and drive 4 hours backwards in personal conveyance, as long as you're not moving the load forward.
Right, exactly.
Right.
I could take that shit back to where I got it and drive all night. But
So
if I'm headed anywhere toward the destination, I might just be going home and it just happened to be passing through the same area. Evidently, I broke the law and I was trying to get closer to delivery, when really I just want to eat dinner with the wife and sleep in my comfy bed but this is always an argument.
Right.
So
You know how you see some of them those dirty drivers out there slapping new MC numbers and shit on the side. I just slap not for hire on the side.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm never gonna hire Freight Hound to drive a truck for me. No, I was kidding.
Yeah.
Jimmy or Spencer, do you ever? Where does all your stuff come from? Both in material stuff, being like, where's all that stuff come from? Any of that stuff ever show up or wind up on a container or been in a container at one point?
Yeah, I mean, like the green beans, you know, we're not buying container loads of them quite yet, but like the importer that we do business with primarily, we'll bring them in on containers for the most part. It just depends on, you know, what region of the world they're coming from. The green beans, if it's like a small farm, obviously they're not doing container loads, but it's in like 150-pound burlap bags that are palletized, and they'll just send those in. But yeah, I mean, containers are you know, a big part of coffee. And like,
what about your bags? Is that printed and produced here, or is that?
Yeah, the bags we typically get for the ones we have right now, it's a company up in Wisconsin called Roastar, and yeah, they do a great job. But yeah, they print them in house, make the bag, form the bag, and ship them to us FedEx.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bag manufacturers, and we're looking at different ones out there too. You know.
Yeah, we're about to get Indy Trucker on the show. FYI.
Do what?
Indy Trucker said he wants a link, so I'm shooting the link right now. So question, this just popped in my mind, not to get off the packaging stuff, but you say you got like, I don't know, a bag of, you know, green beans that are, you know, coming from wherever. Have you ever thought about doing like air freight to see if that would cost cheaper or, you know, like help with transit times?
Yeah, no, I mean, I personally have never experienced any green beans coming on air freight. You know, it's kind of interesting. Like Kona coffee over in Hawaii, that is, you know, all of that comes on ships. And a lot of reason, and I'd have to go back and look it up, but there's I don't know if it's a maritime law or what it is, but the reason that Kona coffee is so expensive, it's not that it's just a superior coffee to, you know, anywhere else in the world. It's just, it's smaller farms, but the cost to go from Hawaii to the mainland is astronomical. And there's some kind of a rule, there's kind of a law that with Hawaii, I'd have to look it up. I read about it years ago, but I don't do anything with that coffee anymore. I've had it. It's great coffee, but I'm not paying, you know, I mean, some of that stuff can be $20 a pound, and I'm talking that will be our price. Like a bag of coffee, true Kona coffee could cost you $100 a bag, $50 for a bag of coffee, just depending on where in Hawaii it came from.
That's crazy.
Kona coffee. So a lot of the coffee you might see in the grocery stores, they'll say Kona coffee. That's Kona coffee plus something else blended in with it. It's not 100% Kona beans. Now you can get them, but you're going to pay dearly for them. They're not cheap.
Indy wasn't kidding. He really did take the week off. That does not look like a truck.
He said it's a good week to be off.
Yeah, I really did. It's a really good week to be off. Listen.
Yeah, I need to.
I really feel like when that polar
back.
vortex dips down, it's just not.
I need to follow you back on TikTok. I saw that you started following Road Dog, me and Road Dog Coffee Company.
He's got a vlog going, man. It's awesome. You need to check that out.
Yeah.
That one from Oregon's sick. Makes me want to go back. Are you having some technical difficulties over there, Indy?
Apparently.
Okay, I don't know. Spencer had the same, so I'm wondering if it's a difference between what like our settings are in here compared to the lounge.
I mean,
I don't know. I think it's a Starlink. That's the second time I've tried to be on live from up here, and it's just messed up every time. I don't know what's up.
yeah, I've got issues.
It's weird though, because I'm getting like a. Go ahead.
You got it, Indy. We're about to be putting Spencer
Yeah,
on mute.
but yeah, that's all right. It's all right. No, it's been kind of sketch up here. It's weird though. It's I'm getting a good downstream, good upstream. I'm getting like 28 ms on the I don't know what the deal is, but it's been weird here.
You're coming in good now. Coming in clear, loud and clear.
They're all out to get you, Indy. That's
Good.
what it is.
Well,
It's the commies.
yeah, I don't know how long I'm gonna stay on TikTok. I heard TikToks went to crap over the last. I was reading some of the comments over the last night, and it's like apparently where they switched servers, everybody's having a lot of issues.
Well, yeah, I mean, Larry Ellis was, behind all that with Oracle. But I mean, they'll get it. I mean, they'll get it figured out. They'll get the kinks worked out.
I'm trying to figure out when they're going to kick me off because I keep getting all this updated terms and conditions I have to agree to, and I just keep closing it out.
There's something coming across the news right now where it says Meta, TikTok, and YouTube are on trial in addiction case. First I've heard about that.
Mental health issues is what they're being tried for.
Yeah. I didn't know they were on trial. Didn't hear anything about
That's
that.
that's because your mental health is so bad, Spencer. You didn't even notice.
It's like whack.
You
got to
go ahead
and coffee.
Or transportation. You got to be mentally unstable.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, would Indy leave us again?
Yeah, he's having real crap service, so he just jumped off.
He's been having a pretty good time up there on the ridge. Post some videos of him just scooting around in his little Ranger, whatever he's got up there, or his Razor. That's one thing I wish I had right now is my 4-wheeler.
So going back to the port stuff, I know that they're because we were looking at toying around with some ocean freight stuff at Allstate Express, but it just seemed like like JB Hunt, man, is out there just buying up all. I mean, there's out there owning the ports now. I mean, they're everywhere. Are they still the majority of the presence down there again? I mean, still at the ports, JB Hunt.
Yeah, they got a decent hand, but I mean, they're not shutting everybody out. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yeah.
But hell, now you got Walmart as a player. Walmart has boxes now. I mean, Amazon has boxes. I mean, so right. They're always going to be big players in the game. So
yeah, but you just gotta look how big the pie is. There's so much freight coming through. Like, because I mean, like Maersk and Hapag-Lloyd, like they still work directly with brokers here in the States just to handle some of their overflow, and it's
right.
Yeah, I just pulled up this story. Georgia Ports Authority achieved its second busiest year ever in 2025.
Wow.
Second busiest year ever. 5.7 million TEUs.
How much freight compared to I know when Charleston went through that whole dredging process, was that more for the ocean containers coming in or the cruise ships when they?
No, it's for the ocean containers to be able to bring in the bigger vessels because they were going to be limited on the size of vessels they can come in. So that's what they were dredging that for. So like that huge new one that was built by O&E that now can come in. Hapag-Lloyd's got a big one. So Savannah had a lot more capability to take some of those bigger vessels down there than Charleston did. So that's why they did that. And eventually you're going to see, so North Charleston can only take certain containers because they got that Don Holt bridge that they have to go after or under. Within the next probably 7 to 10 years, they got a big project going on that should be completed where they're going to raise that bridge. And then they bought, if you've ever been down here, there's a paper mill, that was right next to that North Charleston port. They actually bought that paper mill. That paper mill closed down. They bought that property. So they're, they had the big Hugh Leatherman expansion.
Yeah.
And now they're going to be having, and that dredge is coming all the way through there. That's really going to open that up. But yeah, it was because actually Charleston actually got rid of the cruise ship. So Carnival's no longer here anymore. They
I know Charleston was supposed to be moving more containers than like Savannah, and because I know that the United Emirates, there was a lot of money from Dubai. I think it was around like Dubai or something that came in, and this has been years ago. And I don't know if it was in Orangeburg or exactly where, but supposedly, I guess they opened up like a massive foreign trade zone that they own. It was a huge real estate development down there somewhere to prepare the growth of the port there in Charleston.
Yeah, well, what they did is they took over one of the old military bases that was right next to Hugh Leatherman.
Yeah.
And they actually have the rail that's going to literally come right into that.
Okay.
So they're going to be able to leave right from there, which is going to eliminate, because right now the trucks are moving, across the bridges, either the Ravenel or the Don Holt, to be able to go over to those CSX rail yards.
Yeah.
To be able to bring that stuff up into these inland ports, either in Greer or Dillon.
Yeah.
So now a lot of that stuff, they're gonna take a lot more inventory and containers into Charleston, because it's not going to affect the roads as much, because it's just going to be able to go on the train, CSX and Norfolk Southern, head up to those areas and beyond, right? So it's going to be putting a lot more stuff on the rails. So that rail expansion is going to be huge for the TUs that are going to be coming into this port.
Oh yeah,
because that was one of the biggest concerns that a lot of the people that live down in Charleston and stuff had as they continue to grow that port, right? What was that going to continue to do to the infrastructure here as more and more trucks get on the road in this area, moving those containers out. So they really expanded on the rail. That was one of the reasons why we were looking to put assets up into those areas in Greer and in Dillon, because that's where a lot of that volumes and growth is going to be going into that area.
In Dillon, you said?
Yeah, Dillon's the other inland port. So there's two inland ports that South Carolina has. It's Greer and Dillon.
Yeah,
Dillon's huge for agriculture. Probably coffee beans come out of there, but there's a whole lot of
little beans.
There's a whole lot of agriculture that comes out of Dillon. I know we used to do chicken feed that used to get dropped off there.
Yeah.
All right, Indy, you with us now, brother?
Yeah, I think I'm here. I think maybe the iPhone for some reason wasn't functioning using the iPhone client. That's weird. But
yeah, my Wi-Fi's been acting up on my phone, so I've just been going with the cell service direct.
Mm-hmm.
I think today was like the original day I was going to come home. I've been out since the Monday after Christmas, and I was planning on coming home today, and then just kind of looking at the weather last week, I was just like, maybe we should just go home early. And it's probably a good idea because we've pretty much been snowed in here since Saturday. We did have a road grader come up and scrape the road Sunday, which was good, but then it snowed and iced right back over, and there hasn't been a salt truck one even on the main state highway out here at the end of the road. So it's pretty bad weather.
How much?
Did y'all get any of that freezing rain, or did y'all just get?
Yeah, no, we did get the freezing rain. So we got the couple inches of snow, and then we had about probably 3 to 4 inches of sleet, and then freezing rain on top of that, and then it froze, and then it snowed all day yesterday, about another 2 inches on top of that, which was not supposed to be what it done, but it's what it done anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know a trucker up here that's out running. Everybody is home, at least on my road. Everybody's home.
Where are you at, Andy? Where are you at?
Moorhead, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Up there on the infamous ridge. Yeah, dude, I was jealous, dude. You out there cutting it up and side by side, having a good time.
I left the truck in Grayson hooked up to the trailer when I got in. So I got home Thursday,
So yeah, just left it there. I was like, nope, not even going to try to bring it up to the house. We'll never get back out of there. And I was good call because it's supposed to be down to I think the highest we might get is tomorrow, maybe a high of 27, but it's about like anywhere else. It's dropping down to 5-6 degrees at night, negative wind chills. This is pretty nasty week. Like I said, the week to stay home. If you're going to stay home a week in winter, this is the week.
Yeah.
In reality, when do you think you're going to get back out?
I planning on trying to get out here Sunday. So, we're going to see how fancy that big C8 energy pack I have to see if that works or not. So it's shut off right now, full charge. I'll have to go back to the truck. We're just going to have to turn it all back on, let it heat up. And then I should be able to actually plug the block heater into it and let it run for several hours there. It's got enough juice to run that block heater for about 5 hours. So just going to plug it up, let it go. And I put anti-gel in before I parked it. So hopefully should be just easy peasy. Nothing ever is, but it should be.
Buy a truck, they said. It'll be fun.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah, Morehead, Kentucky. That's right up on 75, isn't it?
64.
64.
Yeah, I'm about from the interstate. It's about an hour drive to Lexington. Then I'm about 25 minutes from the interstate.
Yeah.
So.
Well, have y'all been having any power outages and stuff up there like we have down here?
We lost power about 3 hours there on Sunday, and then it come back. Thankfully, I was prepared, but I wasn't looking forward to it.
Yeah, the power went out for about 10 minutes here, and it was like on Saturday, I think, and I was like, oh shit, here we go. Just get stuck in the house, man. You can only play so many board games, read so many books before you're about to freaking go out there and become an Eskimo.
Dude, I'm like over here just, I don't know what I'm doing. I've just got every piece of technology I've got running over here. No, I'm doing it's that time of year. Listen, I'm the worst for bookkeeping. I actually do okay with it. It's just that I cram it all into a 2-day period of hell for myself every year. And that's what we're doing right now. And so it's beneficial when you got one truck. I worry about myself if I ever decide to expand beyond that.
I hear you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I got to bail out. Hopefully we don't get round 2 this weekend. Indy, if you do get out, brother, be safe out there. Look forward to jumping on with you again. Spencer, great talking to you, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.
As always, know before you go with AccuBid Pro. Any of your drayage needs, man, hit up Red Rocket Logistics. I'll do my best to take care of you. Y'all have a good one.
You too, Jimmy. Take care.
See ya.
Yeah, it's probably that time. And
yeah. Well, hopefully Indy can hop back on, but you want to talk about the people that keep the lights on around here, Steve?
absolutely. And they've picked up right in 2026, right where they left off for us in 2025. And that is our friends at Shoreline Capital.
Beautiful. Be sure to go to ShorelineCapital.com or hit up Mr. Clint Weston or their sales team at sales@ShorelineCapital.com. Use that code SureThing365 for your first invoice free up to $2,000. Yeah. I tried, man. I tried. I still need my big suit for the news, the weather, and sponsor ads. I want to make that video that we talked about, but we'll get some good content there in Matt's.
Absolutely.
Shake it up a little bit, but well, Indy, hey, he jumped on so late, man. But
it's all right.
Guess we're about to
Appreciate
get on
you
out of
sending
here.
me the invite. I'm just sitting here toying
Yep.
around just like everybody else, figuring out what to do and stay
Yep.
inside the house. I'm gonna go out there and fire up the side by side here in a minute and probably take it for a spin again.
We'll upload some more videos.
Up in the parking lot.
I've got it. I got a heater in there, so it don't really bother me too bad.
You ever,
I've stopped following you and stuff, and just stay in touch.
Yeah, man. Check out his vlogs. They're good.
All right.
What's up?
I've seen those mega side by sides, man, where people put those tracks on them.
You know, somebody actually moved up here and they have a snowmobile. And it's the first time anybody out here has ever seen one. So that's been the talk of the town here. Guy
Every
moved out
time
from Ohio.
when we got snow, I was hoping someday we'll get like a blast and get like a foot of snow, and I'll have my friends and family from New York take road trips and bring them down here. I want the city to be shut down where I can take them down like I-26.
You need to make a road trip up there. You can probably find a used one for cheap. Fix it up. Just have it as a just in case.
It'll never snow down here if I bring it down here. I thought about just putting tracks on my 4-wheeler just in case, but those things, I don't know. My luck, it'll never happen. But I did enjoy snowmobiling a lot when I lived up in New York. That was a lot of fun. I do miss that.
Well, I should be leaving out Sunday though, and should be heading out to Vegas.
Heck yeah.
You gonna be at Matt's, Indy?
Yeah, I'll be at Matt's and I'll be at Manifest in Vegas here in 2 weeks.
Nice.
It'll be a good time.
Yeah.
I always love seeing those videos, man, because you're just big, tall truck driver, and all those tech bros out there are like, that first year still is classic.
I need to do that again. I was out of whack last year. I was out. You know, the thing is I sat there and I tried to figure out what I was doing with all these toys for content. And you know what I've really figured out is I'm just good at winging it. If I can just wing it and not think about it and just do it and not edit it, I don't do anything. That's what's worked out this month. I'm going to keep it up this year. Unless I get back on that dedicated. That dedicated's kind of boring, to be honest with you, but we'll see.
Looks like you've been having a good time at it. But yeah, I'm the same way with that content. There's like, if something comes to my mind, that's what I'm making it, and that's what I'm posting it. But yeah, all the schedule
if
stuff.
I have to think about it,
I'm like, all right, let's make
if I'm
something.
thinking about it, and I don't talk to the camera. I hate talking to the camera. I just do better just talking to the phone as I walk around. So I've learned that about myself. You know, 21 years of trucking, I'm good at trucking. I suck at content, but we're getting better.
Oh man!
Be careful going to Vegas. You know,
I'm looking forward to it. It's supposed to be 70 out there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And supposed to pick up Mike Lombard somewhere on the way, so it's going to be an epic journey.
Yeah, tell him I said hello.
Yeah, we're going to make some pretty good content. I think I'm going to play the fat rube trucker who doesn't know how to get in shape. I know how to. I just haven't had that come to Jesus moment yet in my life. I figured out that's what it is. I just haven't got there yet. I haven't got that. You got to change your life or you're going to die moment. I don't know if I'm ever going to have that, but we'll get there one of these days. I'm a pretty happy fella. I don't know.
Yeah,
so, I don't know. Maybe 2 days in the truck with Lombard, he'll have you doing pull-ups.
Oh, now he will have me doing something. He is the most motivational guy I've ever been around.
Absolutely. That dude's
You'd be like leaving that, you'll have the Rocky Balboa truck with all the workout stuff in the truck.
Oh yeah.
What was it, over the top that he had that in there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, had man, that would be kind of
cables.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a whole like weight thing in there, you know, just sitting there, that one arm, just the right arm. That's all he needed.
Yep.
We got to work out that left arm too, but yeah, that would be fun. See you doing a little Lombard, doing a little montage. You're like a little 80s montage.
Oh
yeah, man, that would be cool. We could even use the Kenny Loggins song for the background. Meet me halfway.
Yep.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all be well. I'm gonna jump off here and do some things and.
Yep. Well, we're about to shut it down here as well. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. We kind of talked about a whole lot of nothing, the weather, the obvious that's going on. But everybody out there, if you're on the road, you're crazy, but stay safe. If you're at home, hunkered down, enjoy the time with your family or whoever you're surrounded with. And hopefully by this weekend, you'll be able to get out and touch some grass. But in these times of coldness and bad weather, just remember, springtime is right around the corner. So we'll have some sunshine back in our life here eventually.
You can still get out there and touch the grass. You just got to, dig down to find it.
Dig it up like a squirrel looking for a nut. Come on.
Right. Yeah.
But, well, Steve, you got anything before we go, brother?
No, I don't have anything, man. Just glad to be here with all you fine gentlemen. And sometimes we just go down these rabbit holes of just bantering about whatever pops up. But I appreciate the afternoon, gentlemen.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Well, everybody out there, stay safe, stay junky, and keep crushing them cans. We'll see y'all next week for our 33rd episode of the Drayage Junkies.